Man, this stuff is a lot different than regular camera. What's up there, guys? You on? Hey, Kimmy, how are you doing? First time doing this thing, man. It's a lot different. What's up, Fire? How's the group going, Kim? What's up, Vince? So, what'd you guys think of BD's video today on the social media stuff? What's up, Chicago? They tried hitting me today, Kim, on the Facebook. So this is the first or question and answer time. Figure I try this out, see how it goes. It's a lot different than you know recording them and stuff. I just got back from doing a recording today this afternoon with a bunch of bikers helping out the homeless. And let me tell you, it was something else. I'm going to be actually putting it up on the Madhouse tomorrow. But what's up, Johnny? So if you guys got questions, shoot away. I figured I'd do a couple minutes, see how this thing works, get used to it, because I've never done a live before. Yeah, somebody hit me today. They tried to get me, Kim, taken down from Facebook. It's all that drama shit out there. So what's up, Chicago, man? You Southsider? Oh, BD, my man, Vince. You know what? I really liked BD's video today on the social media crap because that's something we got to deal with on almost a daily basis. And the keyboard warriors are strong out there, let me tell you. Let me tell you. So, but other than that, everything else is going good. All right, Kim. Yeah, IOTC's page got hit, and you know what? They tried to they're appealing it right now, Chicago. So we'll see. You know, it's sad that people have to act like a bunch of kids on Facebook. No wonder all the younger crowds going to Snapchat and Instagram and all that because they're tired of the drama from the adults. So if you guys haven't checked out Fire Station, man, you guys need to go over there and check out Fire Station. You know, he's under Fire Woods Biter, ain't it, Fire? And it's a hell of a freaking channel. So, I gotta smoke one with you, Fireman. You a funny ass dude. You get deep in shit, so you're damn right I'm gonna be smoking a doobie with you. So is the camera getting picked up good? So cool, man. So, what you guys want to know, man? You got any questions or anything like that? I figured I'd just give it a couple minutes and get going. This shit's fucking neat, man. Okay, cool. I was afraid with because we use this studio for Motorcycle Madhouse, and all the equipment sometimes don't match with the video stuff. But as long as it sounds good, well, figure we start anyway, then, man. So hey, preferred bagger or non-bagger, man? I got an old one fat boy. You know what? I just can't get used to. I'm old school. I can't get used to radios, Mister Free. I like hearing the loud pipes and the roar of the engine. And me, I started out basically on a 1977 Triumph Bonneville when I was a kid. Worked my way up and got into the Harleys. I actually before I got into the sporties and the soft tails and stuff like that, I loved freaking sporties. In Chicago, with the sporties, we used to be able to get in and out of traffic right away if we had some shit go down. So the sporties was a lot easier than the big baggers and stuff like that. I love the old one Fat Boy, but I think the next one I'm going to get basically is probably going to be an Indian. I'm all Harley out, and I'm one that stands with the blue collar workers, and regardless of what Harley tries to put out there and stuff like that, not me. It's either American made or not. And Harley's been, pulling it over to the blue collar workers' eyes long enough. Long enough. So, yeah, I had some 883s fire. I pushed them out to 1200s, throw some ape hangers on them. I liked ape hangers because when we were in packs and stuff, it was easier for me to maneuver and stuff. And going about 80 miles an hour, 85 on sporty with all the big boys, you had to have a little power. We had the 1200s with the cams put in them. The short tanks we used. That was mostly a bar hopper for me. Like I said, I got more into soft tails. Shovel heads, I love the shovel heads, man. I love the shovel heads. So I had about 2 or 3 of those, but right now I'm on 01 bagger, or not a bagger, 01 Fat Boy, and that's what I love about them, man. You just keep going back and forth. Man, I had about 16-inch minis. I never used to go above that with the sporty, because then it'll look like a fucking idiot kind of bike. But Chicago FB knows what it's about, man, in Chicago. What do I think about riding without gear, squids and all? Why do many not wear good protective gear? Thoughts? As I got older, if I'm on a long ride or something out of state where it required helmet, I'll wear a helmet. It just depends your age group as far as the gear and stuff, man. What's up, Redfoot? But with me, it's always been, what? I've always been under the impression, and I've actually seen it done. Anything over 25 miles an hour, if you're going down, dude, that fucking helmet ain't going to help you. It's actually going to hurt you, but that's, an old wives' tale a lot of people say. But me, if I'm going to crack my skull, I'm going to crack my skull. That's one thing, I get shit about that all the time on, Facebook or these videos and shit. They always say, hey, man, where's those dentures? Where those teeth? In 1995, I actually went down on a bike real hard. I busted up my face. I busted up my, lost all my teeth and shit like that. And that's because I was drunker than a fucking skunk. And I don't wear them. So it reminds me never to, I haven't had a drink since then. But it reminds me of that day, how I fucked up and, how life could have ended real quick. So that's what happened with that. Yeah, that's about what I got. Redwood $30 helmet. But hey, fireman, who gives a shit what how they give you shit, man? You do what you got to do. That's what being a biker's about. That's why I get all confused and shit about people going out there. Hey, a biker's supposed to be this, a biker's supposed to be that. A biker don't got to be a goddamn thing, man. A biker does what the fuck he wants to do. Who gives a shit what the hell everybody else thinks of you? If you got to worry about what anybody else thinks of you, man, you're in the wrong freaking lifestyle. Hey, what's up, Generation Asia? How you doing from over the pond? But, don't listen to him, Fire. Do you, man. There ain't there's subgroups within the biker culture. You got your scooter tramps. They're the ones that go out there, they ride the million miles. Then you got your regular guys that are just going out on the weekends doing their thing. You got your clubbers. Everybody has a place within the lifestyle. And the debate, it gets freaking, because I got to hear it all the time. But you do what you want to do, Fire. Fuck, if you want to wear a full suit of armor, go wear a full suit of armor, man. Do what the hell you want to do. And that's what the hell a biker is. You don't have to fucking listen to nobody. You know, the minute you got to start listening or asking people their opinions or what they think of you, that's when you know what, you might as well hit the road, man, because you're being delegated by you know, something that's the lifestyle's not all about. What's up, AG? AG in the house, man. Hey, everybody, AG got his channel back up. You guys got to go over there and see that shit, man. I love his ramblings. You know, I loved it before the state, you know, he took it down for that, you know, because YouTube gives you strikes and shit when people try to report content and stuff. So they were going after him. But AG back in the house, man. You guys got to go over there and subscribe to that channel. That's another one of the good creators. You know, I really enjoyed it, and I think you guys will too. So go over there and hit his channel, and yeah, it's a fucking kick-ass channel, man. So welcome back, AR, Agitated Ramblings. You know, we got Dibs out there now. We got Fire out there. We got everybody coming on up there. So, you know, if you guys are a biker and got a channel, or, you know, you got that channel to make comments and shit like that, get on there and do your thing, man. The more the better. You know, that's what I always thought as far as content's concerned. So, but it's great having you back, buddy. Really good, man. Hey, don't let them haters get you down either. Like I said, if you're not getting haters, you ain't doing this shit right, man. You should see my email box every day. I piss them all off. I'm an equal opportunity fucking, I piss on everybody's Wheaties. So, but, you know, it's just like Dragon said, you know, well, 4x4, or that's a 400 by 400 pixels, Agitated Ramblings. I'll shoot you out the dimensions and stuff like that and get you up on the website. That way we get your subscriber count up and all that stuff. But I really liked BD's thing today about all the high school drama as far as what goes on Facebook and all that stuff. You know, he was dead on. And this is for the creators. You know, I get, yeah, I am an equal opportunity offender. Trust me, I have to hear from the clubs every day. You know, it's funny because I do the biker news and all that shit. And they say, hey, Hollywood, man, why you so hard on us? And I go back, hey, why you such dumb shit getting in the freaking news, man? This ain't 1970 or 1980. So, you know, the shit, you know, for example, when I got in the 90s, now I was with the club, you know, because I went through the street gangs in Chicago and stuff like that. It was a real tough, you know, it was a tight-knit neighborhood where I'm from. You know, what you see on, what can we say? What kind of fucking movie is that? You know, the fucking Italian neighborhoods. That's where I grew up in. Actually, Machikari is my great uncle's name. And I've been using Machikari since I was a kid because of the neighborhood I was in and the people I knew and we grew up around. So, yeah, right, good fellas. You know what? My old neighborhood in Melrose Park, Fire, used to be the fucking cleanest, the nicest. We used to sit on the stoops. It was so freaking tight knit. If we got messed with as a kid and you got out there and fucked up, the neighbor would whoop our asses. Then they send us home to get our asses whooped again by our parents. So it's that kind of neighborhood. But anyway, I joined, you know, got into the gang sing and shit like that, and came up with the Predadores. And that was during the tough times in Chicago. And that's actually what this tattoo is right here. And then you'd actually see the gang logo. But, you know, it was real tough times back then. And bikers were a lot different. And like I said, you couldn't get away with what we did back then today, let me tell you. You know, mid-90s, I ran, I was in the legit escort business, as I call it, and entertainment business, you know, bachelor parties and shit like that. And that's where you'll see me get a little snippy with women, because them motherfuckers gave me a headache that'll last freaking, 50 years back in the 90s. So that's the way I was raised. Yeah, it does take a village to raise a brat. They whooped my ass and they sent me home to get my ass whooped again. But, we blame the FBI on how the neighborhood became. We always called them forever bother Italians and shit like that. So, and yes, I do piss off a lot of people, agitated ramblings. But that's how you have to do the news, man. If you can't give it straight up, you know, I always believed the facts were supposed to decide a story. You present both sides of them, and you let the readership to decide. And that's one of the main reasons why Insane Throttle became the B, because yeah, I was out there in 2012, I think it was, blogging, and I started saying, well, shit, man, we used to have was Easy Riders and Outlaw Biker, and we never had anybody who would, tell the straight up truth on the club side of things. So that's when I started getting into it, and it grew from there. And I enjoy contacts with all the majors, and all the way down the mom and pops, and yeah, I get their side of the stories, and you know but I also won't be a liar either. I just won't do it because they want me to do it. So that's the premise Insane Throttle Biker News was put on. But yeah, so they get in my ass a little bit. My phone rings off the hook if I mention them in a news story or go off on them on YouTube or something. But that's one thing that they actually appreciate, because you know what, I don't have one premise over another. I don't prefer one club or another. So oh man, you got to go back to BD and watch him a little bit, Vince. Man, he's a cool guy, man. He's, you know what, BD's more on the 99%er stuff, and I know he caught a lot of shit for that. And let me clear up the 99%er stuff for you guys. And you know what, you'll be able to say, hey, go to this video. This is what he said. But the 99%ers have been around that I know of since '63, and I'm not going to mention the name because I gave my word to some people on that right now. But 1963, and you look it up, the DC Eagles of Chicago were the first ones to put on the 99% patch. And they actually wear 99% no fucking good patch, the NFG. And if anybody wants to go out there and say they're a bunch of punks, I feel for them, because the DC Eagles is hung with the 1%er clubs. They fought with black and white. They fought with red and white. They hang in there. So, BD does, know what he's talking about when it comes to 99%er stuff. He's real knowledgeable. He just has a different way of putting things, man. He's more, low key, where I'm more, in your face, let's get this thing done, and all that good jive. So, but yeah, so that 99%er shit, that's bullshit, man, because it came out of Chicago in 1963. Actually, what happened was they were going to put on a 1%er patch, and back then it was just getting going with all the protocol shit, and they were told no by the dominant. And that's when they said, fuck it, we'll put on 99%, no fucking good. So, and it just went from there. So, yeah, that whatever got put out there about BD and 99%ers, that's all bullshit, because it's been since 1963. And as far as protocol shit, I used to be real big into it back when I first started, but now I'm an independent, so I really don't, it's what the clubs do is what the clubs do. I have no opinion one way or another, but the protocol was actually started, and you can actually read this in Sonny Barger's book, because I got some shit over that, and people questioned me on that stuff. Sonny Barger, right there in his book, and if anybody wants to talk and say, hey, man, he's full of shit, yeah, we'll go talk to Sonny then. He's a fucking legend. He actually, stated in his book, when Oakland was formed under these times, this type of protocol, then it would be considered illegitimate. Yeah, the Angels started before him, but the protocol we know today didn't start until early 60s, as the big 1%er clubs started to expand. So, yeah, so hopefully that answers any questions out there. But do you need to ride 1,000,000 miles to be a biker? If that was the case, all us old fucks would be off of them by now. So, you ride as many miles as you want to ride, What I like to see is one of these guys go up to a biker or something and say, hey, you ain't a biker because you trailered your bike or you're in an RV. Yeah, until he gets fucked up. that's the thing, you know. BD and Back Row Chuck having that petty back and forth made me lose a lot of respect for both of them, honestly. Yeah, the back and forth, man. Like I said, everybody has an opinion, and you know what? Assholes, you know what? Everybody has that asshole. You know how that fucking saying goes, man. You shouldn't have the drama and stuff like that. Uh, but the million miles, or you got to do this, or you got to do this, like I said, a biker don't have to do a goddamn fucking thing. He does what the hell he wants. If you're gonna go and buy a $30,000 RV, well, go sleep in that motherfucker. Because you know what? Right now, at my age, I'd rather sleep in an RV than a fucking tent. I've done my side of the bike shit, man, through the '90s and the early 2000s, and you know, I don't like laying on that fucking ground anymore. So if that means I'm not a biker, well, fuck you then. But yeah, the back and forth gets kind of stupid on YouTube and shit like that. I believe in the facts, and if the facts are there, cool. If it's an opinion, state it as an opinion. That's how I look at things. Someone hacked my email and phone. All my shit is gone. Holy shit, Kim. Yeah, you guys got to go over to Kimmy, man. Kimmy runs that freaking it's a badass group, Shit. You got to put it in there, Kim. I forgot it. It's up. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot what it was. HARBD doesn't really buy into tough shit. Black Widow wants to know, right, Kimmy? Black Widow wants to know why men think women can't be independent as bikers also. Well, it's the new age now, Kimmy, and a lot of women are accepted as bikers. Shit, I think it's pretty fucking hot seeing a woman on a bike. But again, you got to remember, I grew up around the old schoolers, man. I learned around the guys coming up in the 60s. And women, it was their place to be on the back of that seat. And it was, hey, shut the hell up. And that's the way it was. And you got to remember, a lot of wars, especially with, a lot of the big 1%er wars, I know two of them that started over women. One out of New York and one out of Florida. And a lot of guys got killed over the women stuff. But I'm glad it's changing. Like I said, it's sexier than hell to see a woman on a bike to me, man. So ain't nothing wrong with staying in an RV or a hotel if you can afford it. You're damn right, man. You work for it. You do what you got to do. If you want to trailer that bike over a fucking cross country, trailer the fucking bike. That don't take away from, your spirit and who you are. It really don't. And to go out there and say this or that, or you know what? It's one thing to make, some stupid shit comments on the internet, but go into a crowd, go up to one of them, because I know some damn hardcore freaking 1%ers, and I know a lot of them that sit in that RV. And, I do the same thing, because that shit sucks when you're 45, 46 years old laying on your back on the ground. Fuck that shit. I've already done my proving. When in the 90s and the early 2000s, I was out there freaking riding all the time. I was gone for what, 2-3 weeks at a time during them times. So yeah, I paid my fucking dues. Why do some bikers talk so much trash about the SOA show? I thought about this. How is this different than the old school biker movies that inspired them? To me, SOA is just another soap opera. You're right, Fire. If people don't understand SOA, okay, SOA is a fucking show. It's nothing more. Yeah, some of the incidences and stuff might have been based on actions that, because there was 81 guys on that show. Yeah, there might have been shit that was based. I'm telling you, a lot of that shit was 70, 80 stuff. Because if that shit happened now or even in the early 2000s, their asses would be locked up within a second. Look what happened down in Florida, think about a year ago, when them 69ers killed that outlaw. Now, they tried to pull that Sons of Anarchy bullshit down there. Next thing you know, it only took the cops 3 hours to grab their asses because they were on cameras from all angles. So, yeah, that SOA shit, it's just a TV show, man. It's entertainment. That's all it's supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be for real, you know. Jax Teller don't exist in the real world, guys. That's not how club people are. You know, on the opposite way of thinking, club people are actually the most down to earth motherfuckers you ever meet. I know a lot of people are scared to go up and talk to them. They're just like me and you, man. They're blue collar, man. They put their pants on the same way and they're not jagoffs. So, but yeah, SOA, that Mayan stuff like that, it's just a show, man. That shit ain't real. That shit don't happen in clubs, man. Hey, what's up, Mayo? Vince, I saw people dressed as Hell's Angels on a video games. Yeah, the video games. You know what? I can't believe that shit. But that's the time period we're living in now, Vince. Man, it sucks. I'm surprised actually the Angels haven't gone after him for a trademark yet. Because the Angels, instead of going out there and trying to hurt somebody, they're actually doing it the freaking smart way, man. They're using the freaking courts to get their ass. Technology and Rico. Trust me, I know about Rico, man. Who would watch SOA if it was just about what clubs did now? You know what, Fire? Or Agitated Ramblings? That what was it? 167 or 170 people died by the end of the series. Does anybody actually believe that? And actually, I think that show should be scaring people away from the club scene instead of trying to pop them up. But everything's backwards nowadays. You got cops and wearing MC patches and all that. And a lot of people ask me about the cop stuff because yeah, we'll just go there. But when I was raised, I was raised to believe, hey, you guys got your line and we got our line. You stay the fuck over there, we'll stay over here and try not to get caught. But now that line's so blurred that it's unreal. It's like, you can't go out there 9 to 5 and try to bust us and then on the weekends want to be with be like us. There's an incident in Chicago where one of these cop clubs went into a bar. I think it was in Elmhurst, had to be North Avenue, right there on the corner. And they went in there. Everybody thought they were a real biker club. Shit started spraying. People started fighting. And next thing you know, they're pulling the fucking badges out. Yeah, they got their, whatever the hell happened at their job, but you can't go out there and do shit like that. That's what's going to get people hurt right there, is when you're pulling, somebody don't know you're a cop, you're pulling a fucking gun, and then the next thing you know, it's the OK Corral. What's up, Long Rider? Hey, what's up, man? More than that, people cheating MC patches from Pixels and wearing Pixel 1%er patches. You know what, Vince, with the 1%er thing? I know a lot of I talk to a lot of them, a lot of regionals, a lot of nationals for the big 1%er clubs. And a lot of them are actually starting to think about going away from the 1%er shit because it's causing all kinds of problems out there, And then you got people saying, well, why don't the 1%ers take care of it? Well, if you're in a city of, say, Chicago, we got 6.5 million people here in Chicago. And not only that, it's Chiraq anyway. Everybody on the west and south sides are killing each other right now. So that adds to it. But how are they going to go out and find, 6 freaking guys that hide in their backyard? If you ever, and that's with IOTC's page, man. Everybody, there's people out there that bust on them. And I might not agree with everything they have to say, but at least they expose these people. And every time you see them, they're on their bikes in their backyard. Or they build these fake clubhouses in their backyards. How the hell are you going to find them to go collect the shit? And when you do go collect the shit, the next thing you know, you got the FBI or ATF or DEA on your ass. Because, of course, they're not 1%ers. They're going to call the fucking cops. Man. Yeah, man, folks that want to join an MC based on that show trips me out. You know what? Right now, I wouldn't want to be an MC, man. Anytime everybody asks me about an MC, I say, you know what? Why don't you go join A-Bait or, go hang out with your buddies, have fun. You don't have to be an MC to be a biker, man. I never understood that. First thing you got these, middle-aged guys, they buy their first bike, and next thing you know, they're buying that $300 vest from the Harley Davidson dealer, running over to the patch store to try to make up a club name. And I never get that. Join a bait or join a riding club where you can enjoy the lifestyle, man. You don't want to get all into that politics shit. It's bad enough reporting on that shit every day. Ride free, south side, west side. Goddamn, they're Chirac. They ain't the Wild West. Ride free, they're Chirac. That's Iraq over in that shit, man. Oh, it's pretty bad over there. See, I grew up on the north side, and everything freaking south of the Ike, it's terrible. It's like zombie land out there, man. You got the zombies walking around at night, and you got the bangers on the street during the day, and they're actually out there causing more casualties and more deaths than Iraq is right now. And that's a pretty fucked up country that's happening in our place. My clubhouse in my head, I take it with me every ride. You got it right, the long rider. You know what? I've had so much more fun as an independent than I ever will as a clubber. Yeah, we were pretty close with the Pistons. Our DuPage County guys were real close. We used to be together every day and all that kind of shit. But I love just jumping on the bike, saying, okay, fuck, I got a headache or I need to clear my head, and just go. Especially with all the, the surgery I had and all that shit like that. And now everything's coming back. Just jump on the bike, go. I don't have to be told, hey, we got a mandatory here, or we got to go ghost hunt, another club. The ghost hunting, I hated that shit, man. You go bar to bar to bar because one of the fucking civilians said, hey, this guy was in here or these guys were in here, and then you have to go check. So that was much bullshit. I hated that. Got a brother-in-law in a vets riding club. Man, I love my vets, man. I love the vets. Actually, today with Motorcycle Madhouse, I was out because we're sponsoring one of the groups, real people helping real people. And I was over there at the homeless thing where the bikers and all that stuff were over there. Did a great interview with them. And there was an 82-year-old vet they were talking about that was homeless that they found eating out of the garbage can. What the fuck is that in this kind of country where you got vets eating out of a fucking garbage can? Where is our country gone? Where an 82, he was a Vietnam boy, 82 and eating out of a fucking garbage can. Ugh. Let's see here. Even if there's no bottom rocker or MC patch. I don't get why bikers freak out if they see someone wearing Warlocks or SOA. Well, you got to remember, Vince, Warlocks is an actual real club. SOA, I don't know why they freak out with the SOA patch, but a Warlock, man, that's an actual patch. You got the Phoenix, you got the Phillies. Those are clubs that have been around since the 60s. So, but SOA, it's like, what the fuck? If that's got to bug you, something's wrong. You need to go outside, take a broad behind a building, go get laid or some shit if that fucking bugs you. Mandatory has always been a hard thing for me, yeah. Let's see. Redfoot, U.S. drops 121 bombs per day and we can't take care of our veterans. You're goddamn right we can't, man. That's some bullshit. I don't like getting political and stuff like that, but when you got, these politicians out there crying sanctuary cities, we got to take care of them. No, fuck that. You got to take care of our vets. That's who you got to take care of because they're the ones who had the bullets flying at them. They're the ones who had, all the PTSD. No, you take care of our fucking vets, man. Fuck you in your sanctuary cities. What's up, DJ? It's so funny how men wait until they're grown to try to be what they're not. Keep up the good work. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, DJ. That's the thing. You don't have to be a clubber to be cool, man. Just be. If you want to be a biker, here's what you got to do. Don't give a fuck what anybody else says. End of story. Easy stuff right there. Oh, I thought I saw Warlocks in a movie. It might have been, you never know on there now. Long Rider, I volunteer and raise money for homeless vets. A bad scene, man, to see them down and on it. You're goddamn right, dude. What I seen today, Long Rider, my heart sunk. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I really got to give it to this Facebook group because there's a lot of Facebook groups out there that talk shit, but this one's a local one. And they look for donations all the time for clothes and all that kind of stuff. They actually gave me a list I got to get. But they actually go out there at 6 o'clock at night because there's a tent camp over here where they stay. And they make sure they got food in their belly. And every Sunday there's a picnic, and that's what I went to today. So, it's terrible. And I actually got one of the homeless on tape. So that'll be here, tomorrow. But message retracted. Why'd you retract that shit? What's up there, Project Redwood? Man, I'm just learning this stuff. This is pretty fun, guys. I really enjoy this shit. What else you guys got out there? Where'd my girl go? Where'd that widow go? You guys, you got to go over to Widow's page, man. I think Diver said SOA was an actual club somewhere before the show. Diver's right. It's actually in Europe, and I was actually surprised that they didn't go after Kurt Sutter on that. If they did, there used to be called a Sons of Anarchy club out there, Fire. It was in Europe. I think it had wings like, the wings, and it had a skull right here. So I don't know if he actually bought the rights to it, but there was a real club called the Sons of Anarchy out in Europe. And Europe's a lot different than here. A lot of stuff that we say don't apply to Europe. And it sure the fuck don't apply to Oz, man. Oz is a whole different kind of country, let me tell you. Let me tell you, because I do a lot of guest spots with them. Let's see here. Hey, Hollywood, you ever talk about mixed clubs in Chicago? Lovers, Mixtecas, DC. Man, ride free. I just talked about the DC Eagles earlier in the show. Talking about the 99 percenters and how it came about in the 60s. But Mixtecas, they some cool motherfuckers, and so are the Lovers, man. They're actually the trifecta is what they're called here in Chicago, the Lovers, Mixtecas, and the Eagles. It's a pretty cool thing. They don't give a shit about race or any of that stuff. And yeah, there's some cool cats, man. Let's see here. Patriotic Long. A lot of big clubs used to have whites only rule, but now I see a lot of non-whites in the big 1%er clubs. It's the way it should be, man. I catch a lot of shit over this kind of, my position on it, but I really don't give a fuck what kind of fucking color you are, what heritage you are. That's not going to matter when somebody's going to knock me the fuck out in some bar or shit. That's just like that Harley shit and what you ride. That Harley Davidson ain't going to fucking, go knock somebody over the head with a fucking pole cue, man. And that goes the same, if they could, what? People are people. They bleed the same fucking color. And if they're going to stand side by side with you, who gives a fuck where they're from, man, or what they are or any of that bullshit. But again, I grew up in a mixed race neighborhood, man. That shit's bred in us already. My second mother's full on Mexican, man. She can't speak a lick of English, but I got a lot of Latino, in me. So anyway, yeah, I think that's the best things 1%ers can do, man, is start being self-inclusive, letting people in there. If they got the heart, let them get in there. Let them prove themselves. It don't freaking matter. Project Redwood. We're in conflict with like 9 countries if you include the conflicts in Africa. And the government says we can't afford to give our veterans health care. Yeah. You know what? With the veterans health care stuff, if we can send freaking $80 billion to fucking Egypt, that's what that could do here. But you know what? People got to start getting involved instead of bitching all the time. They really do. If you're going to bitch, then get out there and do something about it. And a lot of people out there, they won't do it, man. They won't do it. They won't do it, and people are going to suffer here in the country. So that's just like this midterm election coming up. Whatever side you're on, get out there and fucking vote. If it don't go, you know what? If it don't go the way you want and you didn't vote, well, take your ass over in the corner, have a Coke and a fucking smile, and shut the fuck up. What else we got? What else we got? You over in Chicago, ride free, or Wisconsin? Man, I miss Chicago, dude. There ain't no fucking hot dogs out here. There ain't no pizza out here. I can't stand it. Yo, what's up, West? All right, free you and both. You in Chicago and both, man. Rock and roll, rock and roll. But yeah, there ain't no fucking food up here. I can't stand it up here. Uh, Minnesota politics suck. Can't even petition the governor here. Yeah, well, you guys got to change that shit, man. Last couple questions, man. Going on the 40-minute mark. And what do you guys think? You guys want to do this once a week, or you tell me? Where I from Chicago, you from, Rifrey? I'm over at Grand in Harlem, right over there. Then, of course, Melrose Park. What you up to, Wes? Rock on, Project Redfoot. Yeah, just you guys let me know in the comments section of if you want to do it every week. I'll actually have a topic to talk about next time because I just wanted to come in. Shit worked. I never did live before, and I tried to get through the damn shit to go live, and I was getting all flustered. So I'll actually have a topic for next time. Southside. God, fucking sucks, man. I bet. How's every Sunday, Mr. Free? Yeah, it is a long